Howdy and hello everyone, and allow me to introduce to you the easy two-step process to becoming deaf. Step 1, become a railfan. Step 2,
train horns, because I just needed to bring this up again.
you can't have a train without a good old horn, despite how much North County residents like to say you can.
Ever since the 1950s, train horns have come in all sorts of different shapes and sounds, and today I'll look over some of the greatest horn-related things of the modern day, starting with possibly the most foamy topic you could talk about. Horn shows have been a staple of the railfanning community almost since its inception. All you need to do for a horn show is just get in a vehicle with a horn, place hand on the horn button, and
most horn shows usually consist of an engineer seeing someone filming their train, and then said engineer doing something, usually along the lines of what's called a shave and a haircut.
if you don't know what a shave and a haircut is, then wow, please let me reside inside your head, sheltered for the foreseeable future. A shave and a haircut is a simple jingle that, when played out, spells out shave and a haircut 2 bits. It's short, easy, and probably won't get you in trouble if you do it.
This is probably a good time to mention that horn shows, no matter how normal they may seem, can easily get an engineer in trouble.
The reason for this is pretty self-explanatory. If you're not a rail fan, why would you want to hear this almost every single day at 5 PM going by your house? This ability to easily get engineers in trouble by the railroad they're working for is the reason why it's typically frowned upon in the railfan community to walk up to the cab and start screaming, "Can you do a horn show? Can you do a shave and a haircut, jingle bells with low and high horn?"
What do I mean by copy machine horns? Well, I mean horns that are used over and over and over and over again to the point where they become the most bland thing ever.
Over here in Southern California, the 3 most common horns I tend to hear are raised letter K5LAs, K2s, and K5HLs. Every single time I go out to railfan for more than 3 trains, if I don't hear one of these 3 horns, that day can already be considered a great day. Every charger has a raised letter, all the F-125s and Rotoms have K2s, and every time I touch freight trackage, I'm just greeted with...
Now, to give these horns some credit, some raised letter K5LAs on occasion can sound actually pretty good, and on some cases amazing.
5008, 5004, 6951, 2114, these are all raised letters that when I hear them, I don't suddenly start wishing I was in Tracy, California during afternoon rush hour. The main horns I'm referring to when I say are bland are K2s and K5HLs. I swear I can't with K5HL. K2s, they're just good because all they are is just a major fifth. Major fifths sound nice, but all it is just... And whenever I touch Metrolink trackage and don't get to see an acidic or abomination, all I hear all day is just...
You see, I at least like K2s. K5HLs are just like... why?
K5HLs play a C minor 7th flat 5 chord. For those of you who aren't music nerds like me, that plays a little something like this. And of course, this horn is on every single GEVO in existence. Like, genuinely, I can't. Past the fact that freight videos get no views on my channel and the fact that I just prefer passenger rail, this horn being copy and pasted literally everywhere I go for freight kills me on the inside and leaves me begging for something that doesn't sound like some kind of dumb crime drama. It's not even like the horn sounds awful or anything. It's not horrible, especially not compared to whatever the hell's going on in Canada. It's just hearing this over and over and over again. If we're talking food, a K5HL to me is like gum once you've chewed all the flavor out and you have nowhere to spit it out into, so you're just chewing a flavorless blob in your mouth. K5HLs are a substance that I want to get out of my system immediately.
But thankfully, through all of this, there is one railroad that has managed to keep its classic 90s K5LAs in perfect condition. Hidden away in Northern California, I'm of course talking about
Ace. If you remember last season when I referred to Coaster's classic K5LAs from the early 2000s, Ace is that, but the difference is, these horns can still be heard in the modern day and, well...
Listen!
In contrast to the K5CA, the big focal point of the last time I talked about train horns, Ace has a fleet of some of the best K5LA horns I have ever heard. And the fact that they're still around is just Ace's horns, with the exclusion of their Chargers and CEMs, use 90s era narrow font K5LAs, also known as the best model of K-Series horn, and no, that's not an opinion, that is a known fact.
I've bin fortunate enough to be able to railfan and hear Ace's horns in real life, and I've gotta say, if you've had an easy opportunity to railfan Ace and haven't, and you missed a really good opportunity to, then congratulations, cause...
All jokes aside, if you want to have some great sounding stuff in your back pocket, go railfan Ace in somewhere not a quiet zone. Trust me, you'll thank me.
And with that, there's my big foam session on train horns for the second time.
As I said last time, as much as everyone likes to go insane on which ones are good, which ones are bad, in the end, train horns are just warning devices that railroads and their employees have control over, and however they sound or are used is all up to them. But let's just be glad that we've got someone to preserve those delicious narrow fonts.